Hey, everybody. Good morning. I'm here. I'm here. Nobody freak out. I'm Allie Burns from Picks and Parlays, and this is my show, Morning Wood. We're talking college hoops and some hockey. We'll talk some NBA. We'll talk all things sports and sports betting. And today we've got a really special guest. It's Chip Chirimbus. You guys know I am trying to figure out why the lines move the way that the lines move. And so Chip is really solid on line movement. So he's going to give us some pointers. I should probably invite him too. I'll think about it. He's going to give us some pointers on how to read those lines and what's going on. What's going on with the book? I read a really good article about the books aren't trying to balance out the line. They're trying to get negative estimated value on either side of the line. So we're going to talk to him. Before we get going, though, I need everyone to hit the like button. Okay, it's just part of our gig here. I show up, you show up, I give you free picks, you hit my like button. Bam. I need someone to hit my like button. Also, don't forget about my official sponsor, boop boop, Caesars Sportsbook, right there, up to $1,250 in a risk-free first bet for all new accounts. You just got to download the app and use my promo code Woodful. Okay, that's what's up with the Get Down. Let's see what you guys are up to this morning, and then actually, let me invite Chipper real quick before we forget about this. He'll flip out. He's not very good at technology sometimes. So, got to make sure he's got all his bells and whistles happening for him. Okay, done and done. Just that easy. What's up? Can I get on this afternoon? Give me a pick and you can get on. You had a bad day yesterday. Markets was yesterday. That's rough. I'm sorry. Well, yeah, you can if you just give me a pick and I'll write you on the board. But you're not in a contest, but you can be on the board. I had a good day. I was 2-0 in my NBA, and I was 2-2 in the college. So hold on. Of course, the freaking cat needs in. It's the other cat. It's the mean cat that we don't like. Screw Edmonton. I had a feeling about Edmonton because everyone was on it. Just like the day before, I had a feeling about the Bulls, but I ended up taking them as my last Woody anyway. You did? Thank you. Thank you for hitting the like button. I think the world is already on Sparty. Good morning, everyone. Detroit, Lenny. I will never bet against Columbus or Nashville. They are on my no-fly list. No skate list. The Coyotes are on his no-fly list. Both are not good teams that will play excellent defense with no notice. Bitches. I a 2 with the flips away from adding them to mine as well. Fair. Over under. Oh, you stop it. I'm here. I know you're still in. Look at you. Sabres team total over 2.5. So we got 2, 4, 6, 8 of you are still in L contest. Now, if anybody missed the show yesterday and you missed the red alert, we have a rollover alert. Okay. So last week, nobody won the money. So on Monday, next Monday, this coming Monday, when the new Last Woody standing starts, that $78 is already going to be in the pot. Okay, so you guys do not want to miss out. Damn it, of course. Timothy, you're already ruining things over 2.5. Okay. Got you, boo. Get it. Speaking of Timothy Earle, him and Dre Richardson did a total chaos last night. It's already been posted out. So check out the total chaos for 3 NBA games that are going down tonight. And then Scott Reichel and I are going to do an NFL prop drop right after this show. And then, yes, Lenny, I know I have to meet with you about Canva before we do the power hour. It's another busy day. I made 3 laps to my kid's school yesterday. Pick up a kid, drop off a kid, pick up tutoring, bring home, try to do a total chaos, didn't work out, drop him off at practice, bring Beverly home, go get kid from practice, come back home. It was like that. So I get to do that all over again today. Also, I'm really excited about it because who needs gas? Not me. You sent me an email. I'm reading all kinds of information about. Okay, I'm going to forward you this email I got too. Actually, been reading all kinds of information about line movement, and it's been eye-opening for sure. Okay, so let's ask Chip questions. Okay, when he gets here, if you guys have any questions about the way that lines move, we're going to ask Chip. And luckily, we have a clear board, so I can maybe even write some examples and get his take. Yeah, me too, and get his take. Maybe I could get the guru on also. I don't know if he'd be into it, but I'll ask him and see if maybe he would want to come on because he's who sent me the email that I'm going to send you in just a bit here. Okay, so Rickett likes Fairfield. Okay, we're going to do this because Tim had to have the longest name ever. I'm just kidding, Tim. Rickett, Fairfield. Okay. Whoa, got you. Got you where I want you. Okay, let's look at some lines. Let's see what's going on today in the NBA. I know a lot of you had rough NBA days yesterday. I did a little stat sheet. Where's my book? Right here. Because Rickett, I told you I hate going off of this spreadsheet thing, and I am going to keep college on the spreadsheet just for sheer volume of college. But for the NBA last night, these were the 4 games that did my thing. Hawks OKC, the away dog won outright. T-Wolves, Pelicans, the away dog won outright. Away dog covered in the Grizzlies, and the away dog won outright in the Raptors. So in the 4 games that did my thing that I wanted to do, all the dogs, 3 out of 4 dogs, 4 dogs covered, 3 of them won outright. So, I mean, there's something to it, but obviously we know it doesn't work every single time. Or else my record would be 68 and 0 if it worked every time. So obviously nothing is going to work every time. Give me a pick, Brandon. So obviously nothing's going to work every time, but in that case in the NBA, it did all 4 games. So I'm going to keep the NBA going in my spiral notebook, and I'll keep college going on the spreadsheet. Okay, with the Bulls and the Hornets, we got the Bulls at a -5 up to a 6. 85% of the cash is on the Bulls, so that line makes sense. The Knicks and Celtics 8.5 is staying the same, but there's 88% of the money on the Celtics. Okay, so let's ask Chip about this. Okay, Knicks, Celtics. He's not going to be able to read this because this is right where my light is, isn't it? Yeah, exactly where. All right. Magic eraser. Boop, 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 boop. We'll put it right here. Knicks, Celtics. Okay. And again, you got to remember there are a lot of different sites that you can go to that are doing what I'm doing, and they don't always have the same lines. So that's like something to keep in mind also. So 88% and of the money and 61% of the tickets. Tickets, money. Okay, we'll ask him about that. The Pistons and the Nets, 9.5 on the Nets moves to an 8.5 because 60% of the money's on the Pistons. So it's a reverse line move towards the Pistons. Cavaliers and Rockets, a -6 goes up to a -8.5 on the Cavs because 99% of the money's on the Cavs. That makes sense. Mavericks and Suns are staying the same at -1.5 with 92% of the money on the Suns. And the Spurs and Clippers are staying at a 12.5. So nothing really in the NBA is doing that thing that we like it to do. But we do have 3 of them that are staying the same. So there's that. I would bet a majority of the money was on the home fave as well. For what game? Because I wrote down the money. 73% was on OKC, 60% on the Pels, 66 on the Warriors, 69 on the Kings. So I like it when it's in the 70s. Like if I see something, there's 70% more of the money, 70% or more of the money is on one side, then I typically like the other side. But these were all pretty evened out. So I feel you. That's why I write that part down. So if we can get in the upper 70s range, it's gold. Exactly, in my opinion. Exactly. I didn't even read that yet. You like the Rockets today, Brandon? All right, my line says that's not it, but I will write you. Hey, lots of things say it's not it. Rockets are also on a back-to-back. So there's that. Brandon is going to go Rockets. All right. Boom. Gotcha. Hi, Heath Pierce. How are you? You're looking at Iowa money line versus Michigan State and Milwaukee versus Wright State. Okay, Heath. Yes. Iowa money line, Milwaukee money line. Milwaukee money line. Okay. Cool. Rise above, you like the Avs and the Bruins both on the money line. Above, Avs and Bruins. Okay. Jules, my babe. Florida Atlantic and looking at Hawaii. All right. Julie Carly. So I haven't gotten Atlantic. I haven't gotten stats updated from yesterday or the day before, but I will. Okay, I will for the HC. Hi, Captain Brian. How are you today, sir? I don't understand any of it. Nothing adds up to 100%. Like, how is 88% on the Celtics and 67% on the under? I don't understand that either. So that's a huge question we're going to ask Chip. Okay, so keep that in your pocket if I forget to ask, and let's remind me to ask him. Thank you. Allie Burns, picks and parlays. No idea what's going on. No, I'm the same way. It doesn't make sense. Like, 88% of the cash, 61% of the tickets. I can understand that. But if 81% of the cash is right here, then how is 82% of the cash also on the over? I think I understand, but I don't know if I understand. We're going to find out. We're going to find out. Did you hear some? I got rejected following a mouthpiece, my Nana, in the final quarter. Ugh, what a bummer. I hate it when that happens. They split the sides over unders, so there's 100% on both. Right, but there's like, how can there be, if there's $100, right? And then like 50% is on, or we'll say 60% is on the Celtics, and also 60% is on the over. How does that work? I don't know why I needed to write that on a board, but like, how does that work? That's what you're asking, right, Lenny? I don't get that either. So I just go with it, like I'm trying to figure it out. And I feel like the more and more and more I look at it, it will eventually click. It's starting to click. I mean, lots of things are clicking. God, I can't say that out loud. Never mind. I was going to say, never mind. I'm not going to say that out loud because I will fucking jinx myself. I know my Detroit public school math is not great, but I know if I have $100 and I spend 88, I only have $12 left. I don't always know that. What is not said is how much is on what. It's a total mind effort. What do you mean how much is on what? Because like I know how much is on the over, how much is on the under. But yeah, I don't. Okay. Yes, exactly. I don't get that either. We're gonna find out with Chip though. There will be 200% total, 100 for each. Well, that just blew my fucking mind, Rickett. How can there be 200% of something that's only 100%? You guys watched how good at math I was yesterday, okay? Hello, Tateness. How are you? Okay, so let me go. I'll do some college. Exactly. The flip did you just say? So there's another 100% out there. Sugar nuts. Okay. Let me look at the college lines. We'll see what's up with the get down here. I'm not going to sleep tonight because of that. Okay, it looks like it's going to app. Although the money's coming in on Georgia State now. 86% is on Georgia State, but it went from app -5 to 6.5. Looks like it might be Delaware. How you like that IUPUI yesterday, Rickett? You like that IUPUI? There's reverse line movement on the Northern Kentucky. 18 goes to a 17 because all the cash is on Wisconsin Green Bay. Marshall might be your play, but don't lay 15 points. Don't freaking do it. Drexel staying the same at 2.5 with 83% of the money on Drexel. Reverse line on JMAT. It looks like it's Coastal. I don't know about that one. Nothing's going the way that I like it to go. 1 to a 2. Looks like maybe Towson. 100% of the money on Stony Brook. But Bill and Mare goes from 3.5 to a 4. See, certain things don't make sense. There's only 193. Well, it just changed to 277. What's 277? Because that ticket just came in. Hold on. 277 minus 193. So someone just bet $84 on the William and Mary game. Let me make sure this isn't Chip texting me that he's lost. Okay, he's not. He's late, but he's not lost. Kind of looks like Monmouth plus the 16.5 against Wilmington. Ooh, Arkansas State plus 11.5. Okay. That's one that's doing it. South Dakota staying the same with 66% of the money on South Dakota. So is South Alabama, even though 57% of the money is on Old D. Only $267 have been bet on UMKC. That was something I wanted to talk about too, is like, we talk about how much money is on a line and what would make it move. So at first I was like, I only want to deal with the games that have a lot of money bet on them. But then I thought, is it more telling if a game doesn't have a lot of money bet on it and they move the line? That would feel like more like sharp movement to me. There's only a couple $100 on it or a couple thousand on it and they move the line. It's out of 100% for the spread and they do totals separate. So 60 and 40 on the side. And it's same for totals. Drug math is so much easier. 3.5. Got it. So total bet is 43K, but it is 38K on the over and under and only 5K on the sides. What is not telling you is how much money is on the over under and how much is on the side. Well, shit. Well, hell, Rickett, hell, and tornation, I say. Trying to see, like, is there a way? What if I click on this? Oh my God, there's pie charts. Leonard, there's Bill. We got pie. We got pie charts. Okay, let me find a better game, and then I'm gonna show you what my pies look like. All right. Okay. God, Chip's gonna get here in the middle of this and think we're insane. He's gonna know we're insane. There will be no question. Okay, so UCLA and USC. Oh my God. Oh my God. I never even thought to click this button before, but it just opened up a whole new realm of possibilities for me. And you know how I feel about pie. Present. Share screen. Chrome tab. Okay. See it? So I clicked on 17K and this is what it did for me. Okay. So money bet on the side. Oh, but it doesn't show us the total. Well, that's just the, that's just the little pie. So does that, oh, that's the picks is what that is. Okay. Okay. Oh, heck. Okay. Let's try someone else. We're going to go back. We'll try. What if we just click on the tickets? Then what? That's the others. So it is just the side and not the total then. Does this help you, Rickett? I don't know. I thought I was excited, but I don't actually know what's going on. I would need to sit down and think about this for a moment. Maybe let's deal with someone who has a total. Okay, there we go. That game did not have a total. What the heck? Okay, well, at least this says something. Okay, this says kind of something about what's going on. I'm going to come back to you guys. I know, right? Trying to channel my inner Rickett and work from home and run the world. I only successfully made it to the working from home part. It's not all it's cracked up to be. You lose touch with the real world real quick. All of my friends, everyone I talk to in the day is like, I don't see other humans. I talk to myself a lot because I can see me. I talk to Lenny a lot. Okay, of total money percentage. There's 100 on the over and the under bets. They're called totals. God damn it, Ricket. Okay. There's 100% for the total bets and 100% for the side bets. What you don't know is how much of the total bet is on a side or an over. Yeah, draw a map. Absolutely. I work from home every day and it ain't all the same. Oh, here. Oh, wait, it's Leonard. Chip's coming in.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to be present and in the moment because I feel dumb talking to this was a legit question though. Like none of this shit adds up. My mind's blown 100%, first of all.
So he just figured this out last night.
Yeah. So
hi, Alan Miles.
Where'd you find a pie chart at? I heard you
clicked on
say
the
pie
handle.
chart. I heard you say pie chart, and then I had to walk away.
Oh, I clicked on the handle. My cousin and I are really big into learning, but yeah, this is my whole.
Me and my cousin really big, like he's sending me articles, YouTube videos, you know, people explaining handle and all this and the movement and all that, and I'm fascinated by it. I mean, great, we could use it to make money and all that, but I'm fascinated by the numbers movement. So I had to just jump in. I'm not trying to hijack anything or anything like that. I'm not trying to.
Okay, but you're going to hijack it because then Chip's going to come in and you're going to ask all these questions that I want to be asking that you could just be typing into the chat and then I'll ask them for you. And then you hijack my whole thing.
I mean, when Chip comes on, I'll leave, or you could just, you know, ramble by yourself. I was just trying to help out. This is where most people say thank you. I accept your apology. I love you. Goodbye.
What are you apologizing? Why would I say why? I'm reading my things. Okay, who will bet the Bill and Mary game? Obviously, we know it was $84. Lenny, I wish I could work from home every day. My Madden franchise would be 14 years deep. Lenny's bored is what it is. Lenny's bored. He's so good at his job right now that he's handling all of his business over for the parlay or the power hour, and he misses me. He misses me is what it is. My Madden franchise would be 14 years deep and all Netflix shows would be caught up on. That's true. So what you're learning about is totally changing what I'm starting to look at. Yes, exactly. But with everything, there's a huge learning curve. And obviously, we all have to realize that this is not, oh God, another cat? Jesus, come on. All right, get your cat shit together. Don't meow at me. Nothing is foolproof, right? There's not one way to do everything. There's not one solid way. But I know what I texted him a while back because Higgs wanted to make sure that he was okay. And I think he had got a new job or something like this. Let me text Chip. Chip, I sent you the link. We're waiting and ready when you are. The link. Oh, there's going to be a dick joke in here. I said I sent you the length. there's gonna be a joke in here. I can feel it. F this. I'm on my way. Tune into Morningwood to check out what Allie's pies look like. Pie charts, y'all. I found pie charts. Why does that keep coming up? Okay. Hola, Tony Plus. You hit the like? Okay. I'll deal with it. I heard you went 2-0 yesterday in the HC. So did Chris Glisson, though. So the pie charts will tell you how much was bet on what the spread was. If the game moves from a 7 to a 9 and people see 75% on the 9 and jump, but it's too late. But then it's too late. Can you tell? Do you try? We're playing his persons. That was a tricky one. The pie chart's excellent for buying points. This 200 character limit is killing me. We'll have you on the show, Ricket. Once we get through old Chipper, we'll have you on the show and you and me have a brainstorm and then we can sit down and try to figure this out. Your Madden franchise won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years and you got fired as the GM because you could get fired in Madden. I don't work from home, but my business is growing. It's a real struggle to keep up with what I want to do and what I have to do. But 12% growth last year, off and running. I showed them to you, Bill. I'll get back to it. Let's do one in the NBA. We'll do an NBA pie. Okay. Is there no difference if you click on the money symbol as opposed to the ticket symbol It's still the same. And what's other? What the flip is other? Why would there be other? Other what? Present. Screens. Okay. So these are the pies. So I clicked right here on the 25K, and this is what it gives me, right? So of that 25K, 82, this is the money bets, and this is the ticket bets. See, it tells you right here. Okay. So is this one of the games that's not moving? Maybe this is how we figure out the not moving thing. No, it moved. Because it was that. Nothing happened at 5 because it was a 5.5. But at the 6, it got bet up to a 6 is what's happening. Because 82% of the cash, that's the red part of the pie, was on them, was on the red, the Bulls, right? Okay, I'm seeing it. And 68% of the tickets were on the Bulls. Okay, so this is color coded. I get it. I love color coding things. There's no math involved in color coding. Okay, so then if I go back, OMG, and we hit one that hasn't moved, 8.5s. Why haven't you moved? Ricket, why hasn't it moved? Can you tell me that? So this is really just an easier, like a more graphic way of looking at it, kind of, I guess. Because there is movement in there. We see 8.5, we see 9, we see 8. So things did happen in there. I need chip. Also, I'm starving, so I could use chip and dip if dip is available also. Here he is, everybody. Chip Chirimbus. I'm going to give you a second, Chip. I see you. He's working on some things. Sometimes you just have to buy the Super Bowls. I did what I had to do for the city date. Rick, it all worked for you remotely, of course, being up here in Michigan, unless you don't hire Wolverine, in which case I understand. That's fair. Thank you, Allie. I'm going to study your system on NBA so you can become an expert on NBA. I believe in your system. I'm working on it, ma'am. I follow and give a lot of thoughts on what you say. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I try. See, the pie's add up. There's 100% of pie there. So where's the room in the pie for the total? Okay, I'm bringing Chip in. Chipper.
Yes.
We need you.
Well, you're not the only one.
We're racking our brains. So welcome to the show. Thank you so much for coming on. We, for like weeks, have been going over, we're trying to figure out the line movement, right? Like we're trying to figure out what is the book's intention and what are the numbers trying to tell us. And I know this is something that you're really good at. And I know you don't want to give away the keys to the kingdom. Okay. But we've got some questions and we don't know how to answer them. So okay, so open up. First of all, give me a little spiel on line moves.
Are you talking about football, say this weekend? Are you talking about in general in basketball, or things we should be looking out for?
No, we're just talking about in general. So like a big one. So what I've been looking for is when a number is, say it's a -7 on the favorite, right?
Right.
And it goes down to a -6 on the favorite, but all the money is on the favorite, right? You would expect that line to go up, and it's going down. What is that telling me? What is that? I've been betting on those, and I'm 99, 83, and 4. NBA and college. Overall, 99, 83, and 4, betting on when that happens. So it's a winning system, but obviously there's 83 losses up there. So it doesn't win every time.
Right.
So what's that telling me?
Well, I got off my train of thought here. You were talking about originally the line. I'm sorry.
No, if a favorite goes to a smaller favorite,
oh, no, 7 to 6.
All the money
is
on the
let me
favorite.
get to that 7 to 6, where the money seems to be on the favorite and the line is dropping. That might be because some sharp money are opinions that they respect. They move the line that way as opposed to the amount of money they've been getting on the game. And if they have some really sharp people that like the other side, they'll move the line. I know Jimmy Vaccaro has done it before, and a number of other people when they get strong opinions from people. But before they even take money, they may move that number because of opinions that are very strong.
How do we? Okay, what about? Let me keep on this train of thought. What about when the line stays the same? Like with the Knicks and Celtics today, there's 88% of the money is on the Celtics, 61% of the tickets are on the Celtics, but it's staying at a -8.5. What does that tell me?
Maybe that's a game you should be passing on. You don't necessarily have to play any individual certain games. I think being very conservative and sitting back and picking your spots is the way to beat the man, because eventually the vigorish gets to you, and sometimes you get sloppy. I'll give you an example. I mean, the other day I didn't win a game on Tuesday, and then I come back Wednesday, which was yesterday, and I didn't lose a game. So it's an incredible business, and those numbers aren't true 100% of the time. You just said you had 83 losses on that, and trying to determine why the line has moved is part of the trick. I chart just about everything, Ali. I chart newsletters, the phone services, the public contests, and I look to see if there's a general flow and what it's about. And the media pushes you into some directions. I think that the media forces the number to be at a certain place at times, the way they just entice people to play a certain side, and they continually harp on one side of a matchup. This weekend, I'm getting pretty tired of hearing it. I mean, and I love Joe Burrow, don't get me wrong, and he may be the next Joe Montana, but he's never lost to Mahomes, and Mahomes is 0-3 against him. But and then the number comes up where Cincinnati is favored on the road against the number 1 seed. They're the number 3 seed, and I have to take a closer look at that. I have to question why that is like that. By the way, these top 4 seeds, 1, 1, 2, and 3, are 35-2 straight up coming into this game. I mean, the Niners have an 11-game streak. Cincinnati, I think, has an 8-game streak. They're all coming in winning, except for Philadelphia, who blew that one game. I mean, these teams have just been incredible.
So what about okay, the one thing we can't figure out is when they're talking about 88% of the money is on the Celtics, but then 88% of the money is on the over also. How do we have 100% of money?
Well, maybe they're parlaying, because that's people are into that more than anything nowadays. But when I look at totals, I don't like to play. I don't play them that often, right? Even though I've been on your chaos programs,
right.
Unless it's say I know there's a high volume of money on it. You can have 80%, but if there's only 5 people playing the game, it's a lot different if there's 100 people at 75% or 70% on a different side. The volume, I think, is important, and games that are featured nationally on TV get most of the action. And there was a time where it was said it was 6 to 16 times more action on a game that was televised. Well, in those days, there was only one game televised a day, if that, and now every game is on every channel every day. So that has diminished that impact of a nationally TV game. But a game like the Super Bowl, eyes are going to be nowhere else. They're going to be on this format right here, and this is going to be interesting in a couple of weeks. I'll tell you that.
On that Cowboys 49ers game, it was $9.24 million bet on that.
Well, that was out here. I know that New York State, since they've opened up the legalized sports betting, has incredible numbers, which are dwarfing Las Vegas. And they just published them in the New York Post. I think the last couple of days. And Ali, I should probably get that for you, and we could discuss the difference between Las Vegas and New York and the impact of money. And,
well, the site that I use, I would think it's all encompassing. That's just how I always because it's got all the books listed on it from everywhere.
Yes, but what's happening now is when the state like New York gets in, they're doing their own thing there, and they're taking their revenue out of there. So there's a lot of money coming through. There's a lot of all these New Yorkers used to cross the Brooklyn Bridge and go park in a parking lot. I mean, George Washington Bridge to be in New Jersey, to be able to use their phones to make bets, and now they don't have to cross the bridge, and it saves them $10 a day.
That's fair. Okay, so let's just basic. If I want to start looking at lines and movement as a form or as a tool in my toolbox to handicapping, how should I just basically start looking at things?
if you see the line moving, the question is, why is it moving? Is there an injury? Is there weather conditions, which usually don't affect it that often? It may affect the total if there's wind, but there can be all kinds of different factors which would affect it and make the line move, including the money and including whose money is where. And oftentimes you'll have somebody that'll come in with a huge bet right off the stop alley, and it'll just move the line a full point right from the get-go, and it takes time for it to catch up, and sometimes it doesn't. But oftentimes it's one person with a big bet that actually moves it, because that house now has a liability, and they're going to try and make it up.
So then that's what we call sharp money. So if we see like a ton of money on something, but not a lot of bets, like not a lot of tickets, that means that was sharp money that moved that line.
I would say so. I would say so, because
and we know nothing is like 100%. We're not saying like Chip said it and now we shall write it in stone.
I'll give you an example of what happened at TCU Georgia game. I have a friend working behind the counter, and I said, well, how's your action? He says, well, I'm getting 5, 6 to 1 bets on TCU, but they're all like for 100, 200. And then the 1 or 2 people that come out of 20, they're betting Georgia, are betting 1,000 and 15 and 2,000. So the money was heavy on Georgia with the sharps. There was no question about it. And even a lot of them didn't want to play this game laying 14 points. We had it as a game of the year, and we're very happy with the result. I didn't expect anybody to score 65 points, but the money there, the sharp money was on Georgia, and the public money, masses of the public money, which made up for the sharp money, was on TCU. And it happens it happens quite often. And you just try to figure out what happened with the Dallas and the San Francisco game this past week, where it was a really meager number. And I know I got sucked into taking Dallas, and they could have covered. They could have even won the game, but it didn't happen. And that's why we call it gambling. And that's why nobody's 100%. And, otherwise, you have to, studying these lines can be very frustrating, Ali, because it doesn't always follow a direct pattern. I mean, you'll see it and you go, okay, now I got it. And then bang, it hits on the other side, and you're scratching your head, because nothing's 100%. When people start saying they have systems and they do this, I think that the odds makers are aware of them all. I really do.
And that's just it. I've always talked to them about tools in the toolbox. I was a big statistic taker for a long time. Now this thing that I'm into, I was big on trends for a while.
Right.
Last baseball season, I was all about trends. The thing I've been working on this round is line movement. But I mean, you got to put it all together. None of them work individually, but my thought process is that if I can understand 3 or 4 different styles of handicapping, then put them all together, in one collective consciousness, that gives me an edge, because I know what I'm looking at. But I'm trying to speak the vernacular of the line. That's really, I feel like the more and more I look at it and read it and study it, it's becoming more and more second nature to me. But I'm still not there yet, and I'm not a math person either. But it's huge.
It's ever changing. It's like, it's like you're only as good as your last play or whatever it is. But you mentioned baseball and trends. Mm-hmm. For example, you can have a pitcher that's 15-2 lifetime over a certain club, and he's getting the start. And he may get a no decision, the team gets beat, and you're betting on the fact that, he's 15-2. And that would probably happen 50% of the time, as opposed to him getting a decision. So there's so many different factors which go into it. Now, if he comes into that game 15-2 and he's the underdog, I'd be betting against him. He'd probably get yanked after 4 or 5 innings, and the bullpen would give it up. It's you have to believe the odds makers knows more than we do, because we're coming after him. We're trying to catch him, and sometimes we can get him. Sometimes we know, or we're aware, but everyone knows that this team is better than that team. But is this the day that this team is going to crush him? Or is it, or does the underdog come up? It's an amazing business and industry. And I've been in it a long time, and you see so many different things happen. And how many times do we say, I've never seen that happen before? And, and it's that happens often.
Yep. No, you're totally right. Anything else that I should be looking for, just keeping an eye on?
I'd say look for the public trends and see if the line is moving in the way of the public sentiment. And if it is, and you see that the sharps are say there's 70%, 72% of the action on Cincinnati this weekend. And then you look and it's 50% of the money. Well, you know that the sharper people are laying heavier money on the other side. So gauge it. And if you have good instincts with it, it'll work. But it's very difficult to keep your emotions aside. And, you know, you got beat with the team yesterday, and now you look and from all the things that you consider factors, there's supposed to be a play again. And I hate to come back with it because I hate for customers to go, oh, he's chasing this team when it's maybe it's a system or a factor or a trend, like you had mentioned. And
Right.
It's very difficult in your head to say, I got to come back with this team. And if they get beat that day, again, you're shot. You just give them up because you're not going to win with that club.
We call it a no-fly list. You
Yeah.
get on the no-fly
Right.
list. You're out.
Yeah.
So one more quick question. What about when the tickets and the money are on different sides? Like with Fairfield at Mount St. Mary, 70, and this is only $1,200 bet on this game, $1,300.
Mhm.
But 71% of the cash is on Mount St. Mary. 63% of the tickets are on Fairfield. What is that? And there's only 30
right.
tickets bet on the game.
Let's see.
So what does that
First
tell
off,
me?
All right. What that tells me is I should probably ignore the game.
Okay.
There's conflict there. I'm looking for a unanimous side, or I'm looking for, just a blind highway where everyone's looking at the game like this. They only see one side and one thing. And then I'll be the Antichrist and I'll play the other side. And it's the nature of the business because these people aren't your friends. They're not looking for you. Or they think they're driving new Cadillacs every year and adding hotel rooms. And we're going for loans, so.
Right. Okay. Well, fair. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Chip. Yesterday over at the site, you were number 1 on the site. You had a 4-0 day, which is fantastic.
Right.
Tell the people on the show about your mega bucks and what you're all about. Give a elevator pitch me, Chirimbus. Let's go.
All right. Well, thank you for that, Ali. And, my single strongest play, when I got into this business, it was called the A play because I was a former teacher and I'd give out one play a day and it would be the A play. And now it's the megabuck play. And in a college regular season, we went 19-4, singling these games out. Right now in college basketball, we're 36-22 and pretty much along the same lines in the NBA as well. And like you said, I did go undefeated yesterday, but the day before I struggled. So, but I feel like I have a pretty good reign on this at Picks and Picks and Parlays, right? Picksandparlays.net. I keep thinking of
Sure is.
.com, but it's .net. And I have 3 games up there today in college basketball. I have 1 in the NBA. Sweeping the board yesterday in the NBA, I singled out 1 game today I really like, and I just posted it as a megabuck play, my single strongest play of the day. And if I had a free game to give you, I'd be looking at this not Arizona State, the UCLA Southern Cal game, because UCLA has been covering some numbers of lately, even some bigger ones. And I told you, Ali, I saw them earlier in the season, and I really wasn't all that impressed. And they've really come together and put it together. I think they won 9 or 10, and then they got beat. Now they're at USC, who's also pretty formidable. I mean, they've won 13 games, 14 games, and I think in a rivalry game like this, with the line being as short as it is, Ali, I think it's 3.5. Is that what I saw this morning?
I'm showing 4.5 on the site that I look at right now, but this isn't always super accurate. It says that UCLA opened at a -5. There's 71% of the money on USC, and now it's down to a 4.5. So we're getting some reverse line movement there. Okay, my first instinct, like those 71%, would be to take USC. And I didn't post this game today because I have a little thing in my head about the Bruins, and I want to see how this plays out. But with 71% there, I'm sort of happy now that I did pass it. But I would use that as a free play because I do think they're the side. We don't just because they're 71% doesn't mean that they're going to automatically go out there and lose. I mean, you're getting 4.5 points with them, and like one thing I do really like is the reverse line movement. When the plus number goes to a smaller plus number, that's a play for me typically.
There's so many people now that are aware of this that it sort of negates it. It's sort of like I remember, Ali, when we first started, if there was a favorite in college basketball that was not ranked against a team that was ranked, we would always play against the team that was ranked. And I don't know if you remember the first couple of years, this became an incredible stat. And then I think it became a hot commodity and people started playing the unranked team And now the ranked teams are going in there and just waylaying them, and it's happened with Purdue a few times this year already, and a few other teams. So it's something to be on the lookout for, because I always look for when you see a team that's not ranked and they're favored over a team that is ranked. It works in football pretty well too. I know we've talked about this, and in basketball, it's sort of it's evening up now. It isn't as big a tell as it used to be.
We call that that's like one of those examples of fishy lines where it looks too easy to take Purdue plus points or the Warriors plus points at home or something like that.
Exactly.
If it looks too easy, it probably is, they're baiting you in.
That's why I was so concerned when I looked at the board and I saw Cincinnati 1.5, and I go, no, wait a minute. Kansas City's the number 1 seed. And, it was very difficult for me to grasp that. I think it's going to come back to pick them, and it probably should. But they're really giving Cincinnati a lot of credit as, they won the Super Bowl last year. And this Burrow, he's just incredible. It's hard. He's tough to beat. It reminds me of the Joe Montana days and the Elway days and the Brady days, where all the money be coming on them. And I'd be looking to play against these guys, and I'd get hammered because they're that good. They're going to beat the number. And this may be the case here, but we've got some pretty good quarterbacks left here. And Purdy's a great story. I'd like to see what happens here. But everyone's waiting for him to fall and falter. I'm hearing he hasn't played against this defense. He hasn't played against that. I mean, he's not perfect, but he's certainly getting the job done. He hasn't turned the ball over, Dak.
He's got nothing to lose too. He's kind of on one of those nothing to lose, happy to be here. I'm just going to do my best and see what happens.
Who's going to start for the Niners next year? I mean, they're going to have to get this Lance thing is a joke. It's been like 4 years now and nothing. And they moved up to get him, and sort of like the Bears in their situation, but we'll see what happens now. Who do you like in the number 1 draft pick, Allie?
I don't know. I don't football. I'm not.
The Bears will probably take CJ Stroud because he's a stone's throw away. And I think he's pretty good though.
There you go. Do you have any looks on the NFL this week, or do we have to buy plays?
I told you I'm really betwixt and bewildered with the Cincinnati game. I'm sure when the information starts coming in, I'll have a solid side. But the other game is going to be my megabuck side between the Niners and the Philadelphia Phillies. Oh no, they're Eagles now. That's right. Eagles. It's a different time of the year, but baseball's only around the corner.
That's just it. And I'm ready for it. Well, thank you so much, Chip, for coming on and helping us out. I'll probably have you on again next week, because once we digest all of that, I'm going to watch the show over and really listen to everything, take notes, and I'm probably going to want you on again next week to break down what you just broke down. Okay?
All right, wonderful. You better write it down, because I won't be able to remember it.
I tried to. All right, Chip. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, check out Chip Chirimbus over at picksandparlays.net. There's your promo code right there on the bottom of the screen. NFL is going to save you 20% off. It was 4-0 yesterday. So definitely check out Chip. Thank you so much for coming on. Safe travels, everyone. All right. Bye, Chip.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Cheers. All right. So did that help any of you? I'm almost a little bit more confused, but I'm going to run this back when I have time to really focus on it. And so we want to be asking why the line is moving. Is it the money? Whose money is it? Is it injuries? And following public trends? That's what I got so far. That's what I got. Okay, so that just about wraps us up. I still need Sean Austin, Foxy, Velco, and Tony Plus. I need your plays. Feel free to put them a little. It makes sense a little. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of things they're not tangible things. I'm a tangible person. I like to write. I like to build. I want to paint. I want to do things with my hands. And these numbers are just floating out in the universe and different. If you go to Don Best or Pregame or whatever sites you go to, they don't all have the same numbers, so you're not always, over here, this will tell me that the game opens at 8 points, and then I click on the number and it's actually it was at 10 for a second there, but we're not going to mention that because why, but then if I go maybe to a different site, maybe that game opens at 8.5. So that's part of the mind screw of all of this also is that it's hard to just get straightforward information. But guess what? They don't want us to have straightforward information. That's kind of part of it is they don't want us to figure this out. If it was figured out, it would have been figured. Remember that movie Pi, where the the 3.14 pie. It's a big pie day, y'all. We've been talking about pie all day. But like the coffee, the swirl in the coffee, and he's trying to figure out how to crack the stock market, I think, because there's some mathematical equation that he can freaking get to that is going to figure this out. Like if someone was going to figure it out, I feel like it would have been figured out by now. And if someone does figure that out, you can probably expect Tony Two Fingers on your doorstep to take you out, because we all need, the sports betting industry doesn't need people that know what the hell's going on. Yeah, bad weather can affect totals. Excuse me. Bad weather. That up there. Bad weather. And then determining, I think another point of this that I've really got to get into is determining where is the sharp money. When Chip told me to look at the weather, I tuned right out. Wanted you to ask if the Knicks is favored by 8.5 against a smartless Celtics. So I did ask about that. Not exactly. Excuse me. He said it's a stay away. I personally like to fade injury reports. So there's that also. Hold on, let me look at the handle. Let's see where that was now. Now there's 115 on it. So yeah, 94% of the money was on the Celtics -8. Now 71% of the money is on Celtics -8.5. So all the money is coming in on the Celtics. I would say the Knicks would be your play, but I like to fade. I'm going to stay off the game, and I'm going to track it because it's a stay number in my system that I do. It's a stay number. So I'm going to see if it stays and then what happens to it. A no move is what I call them, a no move. Although, like I'm saying, obviously we can see moves, but this is also because it's spread across a whole bunch of different casinos, So let's look at this on this site, and I'll tell you, why on what I'm looking at can tell me that it opens at an 8 and stays there. But if I look over here, this has an open at a 7. Circa has 8.5. Okay, this is a bad example, of course, but this just right out the gate told me that it opens at a 7. I think it was the Boston game yesterday. Remember, it was like 2.5s, 4s. They were all over the place what the numbers were. So sometimes there's just there's not a concrete way to get an actual number. When undecided with a pick, get the coin out. I mean, don't bet on it if you're undecided, or do bet on it. I'm sure the public and the money will be on the Niners. I'll be on the Eagles more than likely. I can tell you where it is right now on my little site. All sports, NFL. Okay, let me get the consensus going. So far on the 49ers and the Eagles, I got to get going. $2.72 million has been bet. Here, I'll just show you. And you can visualize it. Present shares. I'm going to get in trouble for sure. I need them to be this site to be my freaking sponsor. Okay. So this is where we're at. So see, we've got 272 million, 2.72. I'm like, that doesn't sound right. 2.72 million. That's how many tickets are bet. 6,340. Of those tickets, 66% of them are on the Eagles. 54% of the money is on the Eagles, but it's doing the thing that I like. Ooh, what happens if I click on you? Ooh, what happens here? See, this is what I mean. So there's different books. Westgate is a 2.5. Book, where is it? Circa's 2.5. So different books will have different numbers. Okay, these are all the same sides, but the totals, like Caesars has a 46. Also this is football, so those lines are a little bit more locked in. But as far as my system goes, when a favorite becomes less of a favorite, this is what we were asking Chip about, but all the money is on that favorite. What happens if I click on you? Pie! We get more pie, y'all. Ah, what a day. What a day. I need a Hot Pocket or something. So I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, just because here, I'll just let you look. This is what's happening right now. I would say the Niners, just based on the numbers I'm looking at. I think they want you to take the Eagles minus 2.5. It's that with football, you deal with key numbers. So it's a whole different thing. Not going to a 3 or not going to it like a 6.5, a minus 6.5 on a home team that's hot. I usually think that that's a trap. Like I'm usually not into that. Because why wouldn't they give you 7 if all the money's on that? Why wouldn't it be a whole touchdown kind of a thing, you know? So that's just me. Okay. I hope that I didn't miss anybody's Woody picks, but I do need to go. Celtics have to win by 9, but I don't think so. Yeah, see, that's just it. Like I would fade an injury report, but am I going to lay 9 points to do it? No, I'm not, you know. You still like the system. It's a winning. I mean, it's proven, right? I mean, I've been tracking it. This is the only thing I kind of like today. That's my one play, Arkansas State plus 11.5. That's kind of the only one I got too, because we were doing other things. But name of that site, I'm going to type it into the chat, even though it's spelled wrong. I put 2 M's on com, but I think you'll figure it out. Yeah, that's just it. And we're never going to figure out one solid way to do it. Like I said, we're going to have this, and then we're going to do stats, and then we're going to look at trends, and then we're going to, there's a bunch of things that we're all putting all together. Remember, this is like a college education, right? Think about it right now. Do you ever picture yourself? I'm talking to every one of you morning Woodies. Do you ever picture a day in your life where you're like, when I hit 60, I'm done betting on sports? No, right? We're all going to be betting on sports until they freaking pry our goddamn apps out of our literal cold dead hands and bury us. Actually, if I could get buried with my phone, that'd be great, just so I could check lines on the other side. But like there's never going to be a point where we're not betting on sports. So we always have to be trying to constantly improve ourselves, learn new things, try new things, get information. Some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it makes money, some of it loses money, but we're expanding our minds and we're trying to get better. Pacos y Benficia, Giancarlo Wincast, minus 115, 3:15 p.m. Portugal. I don't know how to write that. I don't know what the pick is. I'm not sure what that pick is. I can break down those pie charts. I will try to copy and paste and get a picture drawn. Do you, your hit pocket? What's a hit pocket? Oh, a hot pocket. Oh, I can't wait for a hot pocket. I'm going to eat 2 right when I get off of this. If you guys never saw me and Lenny do Bill and Mare, and that my voice makes no sense to you, but me and Lenny were William and Mary. We were Bill and Mare, and that's my Mare voice, and Mare loves to make pie. So I read that as the Eagles open at minus 3.5, and it got bet down to a minus 2.5. Yes. But the money is on the Eagles. So now we're getting buyback because that had 54% of the money on the Eagles. So when they lower it down to the 2.5, now people are taking it. Like, I don't get that, Well, I do get that. People were betting if that's what it was, if it was a minus 3 Eagles, that would mean that the money was coming in. It was a 3.5. Now the money is coming in and buying the 49ers plus 3.5, right? Which would make them go down to a 2.5. But now that is under a key number, because they wanted to buy the Niners over a key number. Now you can buy the Eagles under a key number. So now the money's coming back over here, which is why 54% is on the 2.5, right? Right? That's how I see it. That's the way that I see it. I think we just need to wait until more money comes, honestly. I mean, a million things could happen. Do I think the Niners game's a trap? I don't. I mean, I think at this point, oh shit, I'm not supposed to show that. I think at this point, no problem, Mando. We got to kind of wait. Majority of money and tickets are on the Eagles, and the line adjusted correctly. And you got to realize, like I said, in that last Niners game, $9.24 million was bet on it. We're at $2 million right now. We're not even close to how much action is going to come in on that game. And that was a week where there were 4 games. This week, there's only 2. So the amount of expected action is super high. Exactly. We're not freaking retiring from sports betting. No. I plan on retiring. I'm not. Oh, bull crap. I know. I love Hot Pockets. We'll never quit watching. You won't. Yes, you will. What are you? You're just gonna watch sports without action on them? Just sit there and like watch them without action? I saw a good thing on curling the other day on Netflix. You should check it out. Hi, Cisco. Hi, Southside. Lenny was off on his hockey picks yesterday. What the hell, Wenson? Pull it together. All right, guys. It's 11:01. I got to go meet Scott Reichel for his, the player prop drop. We're going to do some NFL player props. So make sure that you guys are liking, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. I'm going to pull you in so you can take a picture of the board. Boop, 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 boop. Boop, 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 boop. You have a plan? I doubt it. Okay, maybe. I bet Mandy's got a plan. Okay, guys, you can take a picture of the board. We've got some pick. These are our contest picks over there. This is my only thing that I kind of dig today, but I will be taking notes and doing stats and figuring out what happens with those games. Where the look at that, my last night beer, sweet. Where the lines don't move. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. Take your picture. Chip is digging USC plus the 4.5 when they take on the UCLA Bruins this evening. So that was Chip's play. Thank you guys so much for joining and for being interested in something that I'm interested in too. Thank you for thanks for coming on my journey with me. Basically, we're trying to figure it out. All right, guys, I love you. I'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. Dre Richardson is going to be on. So everyone come back and check out Dre. I'm going to do the primetime prop drop right now. And the Power Hour will be on at 3 p.m. Eastern. I'm doing that today. College basketball and NBA free picks at 3 p.m. Eastern. All right. Mwah. I love you all. Good luck. Unless you're against Lenny.